So you get to Google Classroom by going to classroom.google.com and logging in with your district's Google account information. Once you get to Google Classroom for the first time, you'll see this screen. In order to create your first class, you click this button, the plus button up here, and you say create a class. And it takes about 2 minutes. You can add a section if you want to, and then create. So you can create as many classes as you want, but after you create your first class, you'll see this menu button up here, and it'll also give you this little tour. I'm just going to close it out. But up here you'll see this menu button, and you can go back to your home and you can always add another class. So this home page is where you'll see all of your classes. So when you log onto Google Classroom next time, you will end up here and you'll have your classes here, and it will give you the number of students once they've enrolled, and then it'll give you a link to click on the Google folder that's actually created for each of these classrooms. So you'll find that Google folder in your Google Drive. So the next step after you create your classes is you click on each class, and you're going to want to invite your students to join your classroom. So in order to do that, you need to go to this tab right here where it says students, and then over here it says a class code. So your students will then go to classroom.google.com and they'll log on to Classroom, and then instead of adding a class, they'll join a class. And this is the code you give them right here, this 2GP3YD, and each class will be different. You can always reset it. So if you start to have problems with students joining the class, then you don't want them to join, you can reset that code, or you just can completely disable it so no more students can join it. You can also do invite students, and if you have made a contact group for your students, you can just send them an email and that will invite them. For me, the easiest way is for me to have the students just go in and join the class. It's no effort on my part that way. Another tab you have right here is your stream tab, and that's where you're going to post all of your classroom assignments. And in order to do that, you are going to do that plus button again, and you can add a question, you can add an assignment or an announcement. So a question is like a poll or a little quick quiz. So you can put in your question here, like how many days left of the school year? And you can add a due date if you want. It's due tomorrow. No topic, short answer. You can do multiple choice, and then you could say, 250, 300. And then you can turn this on, and then students can actually see what other students have guessed, or you can leave it off to make it anonymous. All right, and then you click ask, and it posts this in your feed. So this is what a question looks like. You can also create an assignment, and on the assignment, you might have a biography due, and your due date would be, this day. And you can attach a file from your computer, or you can attach something from your Google Drive. You can go straight to your Google Drive, and if you've made an assignment, you can click on a document that you've made. You can click on this to add a YouTube video, or you can add a link. So one of the things I like to do is when I go to my Google Drive, if I pick this document and add it, you can have students can view the file only so that they won't write on it and mess it up for everybody else. You can have one that's a shared document for the whole class so that they can edit it. Or my favorite is to make a copy for each student. So this, in essence, is making a template for the students so that they can have their own copy. So if you want to make a graphic organizer for them, if you have it make a copy for each student, it will do that. And then you click assign. And then the students click on that assignment and then they work on it. And then at the top it says turn in when they're finished. After they've turned it in, it'll show up as how many students are done, how many students are not done. And then you can always edit, delete, or copy the link to your assignments. You can also create an announcement. An announcement is something that always stays on top. And you can also add, resources to that the same way. All right, so once you've created assignments, you can look at how many people are done and how many people are not done by clicking on the done or not done. And if I had students in here who were working on it, it would show me who was done and who wasn't done. This is where you would change it to how many points. So if you're doing a 4-point rubric, you might want to change it to 4 points and update it. And then as the students finish it, you have your grade book over here and you can grade your students. All right, to go back to the feed, you just click the arrow button. This is another tab up here is where you see your students. So once you have your students joined, you can see a list of all your students here. There are actions you can do. I think you can send them all a message. And then you can also change it. This is new and this is nice. You can change it so only you can post or comment, or students can only comment, or students can post and comment. In the past, I've had trouble with my younger students, especially using our classroom as a Facebook kind of page. So they would post a bunch of silly stuff and it would distract from the learning. So with the younger kids, I might say, I'm the only one who could post or comment. Or I might say students can only comment if I want to have a discussion online about a book we're reading or a strategy in math or a research project. So those are your options for that. You can also change your theme so that each classroom looks differently, and then when you see it on the front page it will look a little different. And that goes back to your home where it shows your classes, and now see it looks like jelly beans, so I can quickly just tell which class is which. And again, if I go to this Google folder now, it will have a folder for my assignments that I posted, and then in each of those folders we'll have the students' work for those assignments organized automatically for me. I think that's everything I can show you right now. There is a calendar attached to it, so you can put assignments and questions and what's due on there. Yep, and that's all. So I hope you enjoy using Google Classroom. Thank you.